think let's just start with coming back from the road trip. How do you reset the mindset with a home opportunity to win against the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, we know what our home record is. We're unhappy with what it is. We're putting a lot of emphasis on making sure that we get this done tonight in a hurry for our fans. That being said, went on a road trip, feeling really good after the first one. Obviously, dropped the next two. Don't love that. So there's a lot of reasons for us to be, energetic, excited, and have a very focused mindset coming into tonight. It's a big game for us and a game that we need to win.
This team is a very different team than the last time you saw Pittsburgh. So what has changed, and how do you feel like you're more equipped maybe mentally to handle a team like Pittsburgh, even though the game back then was a 6-1 win?
Yeah, I know they were struggling quite a bit when we played them then too. And they did. They struggled. We're hopefully a little bit more stronger mentally, not necessarily physically. But, we have hit the gym a little bit too. For us, I really liked our mindset going into these games the past couple. Even though we didn't necessarily win the games, I've liked where our head's been at. And, for us, I think that's we're building on a good foundation going forward. So, for us to have a challenge here against some high-end talent in Pittsburgh is going to be exciting.
I know it wasn't too long ago that you played in Pittsburgh, but everyone has an opportunity to grow every year, right? You grow as a player.
Kind of a while ago.
We'll give you a little grace on that one. From your time in Pittsburgh to now, where do you feel like you've grown as a player since your time there?
It's a good question. I don't think my game has changed a whole ton in terms of actually kind of what I do, but I think the mentality's changed. I mean, I think that for a defenseman, a lot of it's reads, right? What are your reads? How you read and play? I think my reads have improved. I think I tend to make less mistakes, more consistent, and I think generally speaking, just a more kind of calm demeanor. I think I still need to, you still need to get up in every game, get in every game, get emotional, but I think at the same time you need to be able to be calm and kind of handle the situation out there. So I think that's improved kind of as I've gotten older.
What's going to be the number one key tonight against this team in order to get a win?
I have to shut down the top end guys. I mean, they have a lot of good support players as well, but their high end guys are still world class. So even though they are getting a little bit older, they can win hockey games themselves. So shut those guys down and hopefully we'll be okay.
How are you, everybody? Good. Just a few updates. Durs is like I said yesterday. Will practice with us until the Four Nation, and will be a reevaluate then. The plan is still the same that it was. He's on pace for his recovery. Gunner, day to day, still practicing. The plan is to play Sergei tonight. It will be game time decision, but if everything go according to with the docs and everything is, like I said, it will be game time decision, but we hope he will be ready to play. Anybody else? I forgot. There we go. Perfect.
Looked like Michelli might be out of the lineup. She's in practice. Is that injury or just a scratch tonight?
It's a scratch.
And what was the decision behind that?
We'll keep that internally. It's a coach's decision.
Little odd question, but what were you like as a player?
Terrible. I was a little bit rugged. Nobody will be surprised, but I was as well. Let's put offensive minded.
And how does that, I guess, shape who the coach you become?
I hope it doesn't, because I was not good enough, like I said. But I think it's just the way you see the game. I always. I have a ton of respect for the defensive part of the game. I know you need to play good defense to win, and I think more you coach, more you realize that. But I always saw the game on an offensive way. I like creativity. I like player who makes play. I like Aukassen's a ton. I like guys who are smart on the ice, offensively and defensively. Like example, I can talk about Stanny. I like his read of the game. He's always one play ahead. He doesn't get surprised on the ice. He's really, really smart. I like those kind of players. So yes, it shaped you, but at the same time, it's not really related of the skill set you had versus the way you see the game and you think the game is should be played. Like I said, when I was You know, I'm not really. It's not related the way I coach versus the way I play.
You've got some Hall of Famers coming in tonight to play.
Yeah.
What does that do for a new market like this, in terms of excitement?
It should be exciting. It's unreal. You know, there's probably, okay, Gino's not playing, but there's probably 5 in that team who are Hall of Famer. That's a long time. Last time we saw 5 Hall of Famer in the same hockey team. So that's great. I think Sid has been the face of the franchise for a long time, and the face of the league for a long time. So I think it will be cool for our fans to see him play.
Nick Bukestad was just talking about the class of school kids he brought to practice yesterday and how that's what he finds most important about the game. Just how do you describe him as a human and not a hockey player with what he does beyond the ice?
He's an unbelievable human being. You cannot find any better than that. He is humble. He is hardworking. He has great values. He cares about people. He's hardworking. He's a great dad. I think that's the best quality you can give to someone, being a great dad. And I think Boogie is the ultimate dad. And you know, lately we have a lot of community involvement from the player. And I believe in karma. I think when you're a good person, when you get involved in the community and you help others, I think you have all the reason in the world to feel good about yourself. And I often say as well, you know, we're professional athletes or coach or whatever, and you need a certain skill set to be a player, to be a pro, but to be a role model, I think that is a decision you can make, and it's a decision. And I love when our player and hockey player are so great. They're great. They're a great human being. They behave the right way. They have the right culture. Seeing our guys being role model for young kids, school and stuff like that, for me, it makes me really proud of them.
First off, just to confirm, is Ingram in net tonight?
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
And then second, Logan Cooley obviously grew up in the little Penguins program. He said he looked up to Sid a lot. Do you see any similarities between the two?
I hope. No. But I will say the first thing come in mind to that, Cole, is their competitiveness. Cole's is really, well, we all know the competitiveness of Sid is legendary, but Cole's is the same. He's really competitive, and he wants to make a difference, and he wants to have an impact in the game every night, and he doesn't want to settle for average. You know, sometimes when not much going on and everything, for a lot of people, including the coach, sometimes it's all right. You know, for him, he wants to make a difference. He wants to get on the right side of the edge all the time. So that's probably the best quality both of them have.
John Marino, during the road trip, averaged some of the most ice time on the team. What do you think is the most important thing he provides to your team?
He has his IQ. I will say his IQ, his read of the game. What I said earlier about Stanley applied to Marines. He has an unbelievable poise and a great read. When you read the game like him, it helps to have poise, but he has a great vision, great poise, great composure, and his hockey sense is to the roof.
Now that you've seen kind of what Marino and Kesselring can do without Sergachev in the lineup, is that going to change the amount of minutes that Sergachev plays, knowing that they can maybe take some of that?
Well, the way I will answer that, I said it since the start of the season. You know, when we will have more complete lineup, we expect to have more the minute to be more under control. Let's put it that way. So hopefully we get there. Absolutely, I think ideally everybody playing their range of minutes where it will allow them to be at their best all the time and not having to pace themselves and being able to have the energy mentally and physically to sustain every night, not just sustain every shift, sustain every night.
Just kind of circling back on the community element and also the fact that Logan Cooley was a part of like a Learn to Play program, Utah Hockey Club with the Learn to Play initiative, huge event last night with over almost 3,000 people showing up in attendance. The value of being able to have a program like that to start the fan base at a young age, where do you see that, and how proud are you of the initiative that is taking shape here in Utah?
Extremely proud. Yesterday, I was at home last night and I received a picture of what was going on here and everything. And it, I'm a dad as well, you know, and I remember it's not a player who played for us, but he's a pretty good player in the NHL. When I was in Rouen, my kids were 12 years old and they were playing mini stick in the hallway in the Rouen Arena with Kucherov and Andrighetto. You know, I still remember that. So the impact, and I'm a coach. So I coach in the NHL and coach those guys. But to see those guys being on their knees and playing with your kids, that's an unbelievable impact. And see them talking to your kids and by their names and stuff like that, it means a lot. And for me, who's the coach, who's in the room with those guys every day, I know how good of a guys they are. But when you have the chance of display it and show it the people, great of people, and how much they want to get involved with the community, I think it means a ton.